All right, let's get right into it. Tonight, we are unpacking a game that was way more than just another Tuesday night matchup. Nope, this was a flat-out battle for playoff supremacy in the West. We're going to break down how the Lakers and Rockets went to war over one single, crucial spot in the standings.
And I'm not exaggerating. This wasn't just another game on the schedule. This was a legitimate heavyweight fight for the number 3 seed in a totally stacked Western Conference. You just knew the result was going to send some serious shockwaves through the playoff picture.
I mean, just look at how close this was coming into the game. The standings were razor thin. The Lakers were clinging to this tiny half-game lead. If Houston wins, they leapfrog them, they steal that 3rd seed. But if the Lakers win, they finally get some breathing room. The stakes really couldn't have been any higher.
So, with the stakes that high, what did it actually feel like? Well, let's just say it felt a whole lot less like March and way more like May. This was, for all intents and purposes, a full-blown playoff preview.
You could feel the electricity right from the opening tip. This game had an incredible 13 lead changes. It was just a constant, grinding, back-and-forth fight. And everybody in that building knew this was just game 1 of a 2-game miniseries that could seriously define both of these teams' seasons. It absolutely had that intense playoff feel.
And you know, early on, it was the home team that really seized control. The Rockets came out absolutely firing, ready to protect their home court and send a message to their rivals. Now here's what makes Houston's early lead even more impressive. They did it without their second leading scorer, Alperen Sengun. Building a lead against this Lakers team without that kind of offensive firepower, that just shows you how deep this Rockets team really is. So by the time we got to halftime, the Lakers found themselves in a bit of a hole. They're down by 6, they're on the road, and they were in desperate need of a spark to flip this thing around in the second half.
And that spark? Well, it had a name. Luka Doncic. What we saw in that 3rd quarter, it was just one of the game's biggest stars deciding, no, we are not losing this game. It was an absolute masterclass.
And look, this performance didn't come out of nowhere. Luka was already on an absolute tear, dropping 30 or more in 5 straight games leading up to this. The man was in a rare zone, and the Rockets were about to feel the full force of it. 36. Just let that number sink in for a second. In a game where his team scored exactly 100 points, Doncic was responsible for over a third of them. He literally put the offense on his back when they needed him the most.
So how did he do it? With incredible efficiency. For one, shooting over 50% from the field. But it was the timing of it all that was just devastating. As the 3rd quarter clock was winding down, Doncic hits these back-to-back threes that completely erased the Rockets' lead and just snatched all the momentum heading into the 4th. It was unbelievable.
Okay, so Luka's heroics put the Lakers in the driver's seat, but, closing out a game this tight on the road, that takes a full team effort. So let's look at the clutch plays that really sealed the deal in those final minutes.
And this play right here, this is the one. It just perfectly shows the trust this team has. With 2 minutes left, everybody expects the ball to be in LeBron's hands. He drives, he draws the entire defense, and then he makes the perfect read, kicking it out to Marcus Smart, who calmly drills the corner 3. That right there was the dagger. It put the game just out of reach.
So we had Luka's incredible scoring, we had the clutch team plays down the stretch. But if you dig a little deeper, there's one single statistic that tells the hidden story of why the Lakers won and the Rockets lost.
And here it is. This is the real story of the game. Just look at this massive gap in turnovers. The Lakers were disciplined with the ball, only 12. The Rockets, on the other hand, were sloppy, giving it away 24 times. Double. That's 12 extra possessions for a lethal Lakers offense. In a close game, that's a recipe for disaster.
So, with that huge win in the books, let's circle all the way back to where we started, the playoff race. How did this one result completely reshape the top of the Western Conference? With this victory, the Lakers didn't just hold their ground. They extended their lead to a game and a half over Houston. That is a huge cushion this late in the season. It gives them control of their own destiny for that number 3 seed.
And the final box score, it tells the whole story, doesn't it? You see that tight first half, but then, bam! Look at that 3rd quarter, a 32-point explosion from the Lakers, all fueled by Doncic. And then they followed that up with a defensive masterclass in the 4th, holding Houston to a measly 12 points to lock down the 100-92 win.
And the best part about all this? We get to see it all again in just 2 days. The Lakers are now riding a 6-game winning streak, but you know the Rockets are going to be desperate for revenge on their home court. So the big question is, can Houston figure out a way to slow down Luka and this Lakers team, or is this streak going to roll on? We are going to find out very soon.